Hey YouTube, it's Jordan here to bring you guys a guide to beginner alchemy. Oh, so you want to get into alchemy? All right, well, you came to the right video. I'm gonna help you guys on beginner alchemy. All right, you see this little cool beginner sign right here. Look at me. I got the alchemy sign baller. All right, let's get into alchemy. So first off, the way we'll start it is what kind of nodes should you get? All right, you want to get into alchemy. You're like, what kind of nodes should I get? All right, so we're gonna kind of go over some nodes that I have specifically for alchemy, and I think they're gonna help you out. So the very first nodes that you're going to want to know that you need to start sort of building up because it takes a long time for it to build up, or you can buy it on the marketplace, it's up to you, are going to be the trace nodes. Okay, they're very important. Right here we got trace of earth, trace of ascension. All right, and basically the way I got that was I connected from Velia. All right, you're going to use these traces later in alchemy when you start to learn more of the game. Also, another beginner node you'll want is going to be Lynch Ranch. What is it? Lynch Ranch? No, Lynch Farm Ruins. Okay, we got the excavation, trace of savagery, trace of hunting. Hunting's not very useful at the moment, but we got trace of savagery, which is really, really good. Over here, Glish Ruins, trace of origin, and trace of hunting, not very useful, but the origin's useful later on. Over here at Bernianato, I don't even know how to say that, farm, we got here trace of battle, trace of forest. Okay, this is going to be a really good beginner node from Calpheon. Send a Calpheon worker here. Glish, you can send a Glish worker or a Heidel. What other trace nodes are there? Okay, Drigan introduced some trace nodes, really, really good. We got Fountain of Origin right here. Boom, trace of origin. If we go down here, we got trace of memory, also used in alchemy. So you're going to want these trace nodes. I think there's one right here too. Trace of violence, really useful. Trace of despair. You're going to want to get all those trace nodes. Those are going to be used later in kind of end game elixir / drafts. So that's going to be one beginner's tip that you're going to want. We're also going to go ahead and switch over to my other character. Things you're going to want to know when you're getting into alchemy is there is a lot of bottlenecks that require gathering. So I'm going to give some little spots that you can start gathering to level up your alchemy, and then we'll get into materials and just one imperial that I'll throw in this video that'll help start you out. So this is going to be the really, really good spot. This is a really, really, really good spot for beginner alchemy people. This is a spot I suggest gathering, and then I'll go into with the materials very shortly. So right here by Bear, as you can tell, boom, I'm in Bear. You're going to walk up here, okay, and you're going to see these things on the side. Keep going. Right here, okay, so they're called wild herbs, and what you're going to need is magic hose, okay? So, like I said, alchemy requires a lot of gathering. You're going to want to use a hoe. The reason why is because you're going to get fruits versus your bare hands. If you use bare hands, you're not going to get any fruits. Fruits are used in elixirs and will help prep you for more materials later. But you get a bunch of fruits. So I'm just going to sit here and gather, and we'll kind of go over the materials. So you get wild grass, okay, which is basically weeds, and that's going to be the main sort of source of leveling in the very beginning. You're going to be making pure powder reagent and clear liquid reagent, okay? So we have wild grass, you need that, you need weeds, okay? These you can use in other recipes, so it's also really good that you gather these. Um, and I'll just go over the little rotation right here. I'm not going to gather all of it, but I'll just show you real quick. So I will gather this. You can gather these. You can come down here, gather all of these. Okay. And then you can gather up here. There's just a bunch of wild grass, and it's a really, really, really good spot to getting fruit, which I'll show you what fruit look like after the rotation. Okay, gather these two, and then you can make your way back. They will have respawned by then. And these are what the fruits look like. So since I didn't get any while gathering, they look like these: fruit of destruction, perfection, fruit of magic, enhance, sun, nature, and crimson. Okay, it's going to be the best fruit spot. All right, if you need fruit, you come to bear. All right. So that's that. I'm going to go back to my other character. I'm going to also throw out another node that I suggest possibly getting earlier if you really love alchemy. It's not really worth the CP in the beginning as you're trying to build up your CP. But if you're like really hardcore into alchemy and you just love alchemy, then you can sacrifice and get this node because it does require a lot of contribution, but it's definitely recommended for alchemy. So that's going to be this node right here, purified water, okay, or right here. It's up to you how you want to connect. I send a guy from Sandgrain, and what's nice about it is it's basically free purified water, which is used in the very beginning recipes, pure powder and clear liquid. On top of it, you get muddy water, which you just filter. So similar to buying a empty bottle from a vendor and making your own purified water, you can just have the node do it for you, so you don't have to spend time gathering. But it's up to you on what you want to do. So I use the node. Very, very good for alchemy. We'll also go into some other nodes. You'll kind of want nodes that give you saps and mushrooms. So you'll want to do your own research on what kind of elixirs maybe you want to make later on, and you can start gathering for that. I am going to throw my alchemy spreadsheet down below that I kind of look back at whenever I do alchemy. Or you can press, I believe it's F2, and you can search, you can search for an elixir. They have a bunch of elixirs, and then it'll tell you what materials you need. Okay. So I kind of have a couple materials. We'll show some other gather locations real quick. So besides that bear location, things that you'll want to start gathering that you can kind of help power level alchemy is going to be sheep blood. Okay, there's a bunch of sheep here very quick, and that will make sinner's blood, and I'll go show you how to make sinner's blood. We also have wolves blood. Okay, so you can gather wolves, another good spot. We have lizards, which are, I always forget what the, okay, right here, lizard spot, lizard blood to make legendary beast blood, also a good spot to gather. And then over here, Quint Hill, which is going to be troll blood, also good. These are going to be kind of blood spots for the elixirs. We also have fox and weasel kind of in between here. Good for making wise men's blood. So you'll want to know where those spots are. We'll get to saps. Some really good saps. Going to be pine sap. This is kind of like a pine sap area. They have other areas. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but pine sap, cedar sap, ash sap. You can have characters. The way I do it is I basically gather on all of my alts, or a lot of my alts, and I have them placed around the map, and I move them ever so often, maybe once every like 2 weeks, once every month, and I will just gather gather like once a week or twice a week on them for that material to build up, so I can do elixirs. So after that, kind of a beginner's guide. Okay, you want a residence. Just for the video in Olvia, this is where my residence is, right next to the storage. You can do this spot if you want, or you can do another spot. It just depends where you want to do alchemy. This is where I send all of my alchemy stuff, all the materials basically here. Here's my little house. We can go in here, and it's just a little house, okay? And I have a utensil. I'll show you where you can get, we'll search, I believe it is materials. Okay. I'll show you where you can get a beginner's alchemy utensil. If you haven't seen my cooking utensil, how to mass create a bunch of, okay, this isn't it. Well, here's where you can get empty bottles and get tiers to making party elixirs. So that's kind of nifty, your material guide. But if you've seen my cooking guide, I'll link that below on how to make advanced cooking utensils. It also applies to alchemy. You'll want to make a bunch of alchemy utensils. Depending on your speed or how quick you want, you're going to want a alchemy close. I have +3. You're also going to want a life alchemy stone, and then we have spicy teff sandwich, which also applies, so you can make this in cooking, but it also applies to alchemy to get your alchemy time down. And then Verdure drafts will also bring down your alchemy time. So those are kind of good things to know to getting your alchemy time down. I'll go into the very basics. So I showed you bear, gathering for weeds. Okay, so we're going to go into this utensil, and I'm going to show you. We got, all right, clear liquid reagent. Now, I do a lot of farming, so with farming came a lot of weeds. I'll go into more detail a little bit later in that. Hopefully I don't forget about that. But we'll go through some of the materials. So we got salt, which you can get from the cook vendor. Oh yeah, let me just show that in Olvia. Cooking. There we go. Let's run over here real quick, so I can show you where to buy beginner alchemy utensils. You're basically gonna get it from the I believe it's cook vendor. I'm gonna laugh if I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. Wow. Is it the goods vendor? Very good beginner's guide right here. No. There's a vendor. I think it's the goods guy. I thought it was the cook dude. There we go. Alright, so it's the goods guy. Sorry, I do a lot of cooking, so I do some alchemy. But there you go, the goods guy. So you'll look for the goods guy in whatever town you're in to get the alchemy tool. So for the video, we're going to buy this so I can show you. It comes with 100 durability. You also have this, but this is going to make your alchemy super slow. I don't recommend the slow ones. Even overnight, they're just not good. So you'll want to go to the goods vendor to buy an alchemy utensil. And then if you want to watch my video, which I'll link down below, on how to make advanced cooking utensils, or basically they apply the same thing with alchemy, you can watch that video too. So for the video, we're going to first place, so you got to make sure it's in your inventory. We're going to go to place mode, okay, and I'm going to click down here, alchemy utensil. We're just going to throw it down. We'll exit out. Alright, so we're going to look at this very first recipe. It's called clear liquid region. Okay, this is going to help you level up your alchemy. I recommend using this and pure powder to level up your alchemy up to at least skilled 1, and then you can dip into bloods. We'll go into detail about that. So you're going to use this recipe in a lot of elixirs, clear liquid region. Same thing for pure powder. So if we come here, we got weeds, we got salt, which you can get from the cook vendor. So kind of good that I showed you the cook vendor. You can get salt from the cook vendor. Sunrise herb, which I showed you at Bear, you can get from gathering. And then purified water, I showed you the node. Or you can buy bottles, go to water. It has to be river water, and then you can collect that and then filter that to make purified water. It's however you want to get purified water, or you can buy it off the market. It's up to you. So for the video, we're going to throw in one of these. Basically, weeds equals wild grass. They're both the same thing. Salt. Okay, so we'll throw 1 salt in there. We'll throw I don't have sunrise herb on me. Okay, so we gotta go get sunrise herb. Being very, very prepared for this video. We'll come down here, sunrise herb. So, alright, here we go. We'll just grab some of that. I also need to grab silver azalea for the next recipe. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we'll come in here. You gotta place one of these. We gotta do 1 salt. We gotta do 1 sunrise herb. And then 1 purified water, which I also don't have. Wow. Oh, I do have. Never mind. Okay. So we're going to come here. Clear liquid. Alright. Professional YouTuber, by the way. So sunrise herb, purified water. Alright, we're going to create this. Alright, what do we make? Boom! Clear liquid region. Cool. Alright, so now we're going to go to the next recipe. So you're just going to want to spam this, basically. You can make sure you type a capital C. Alright, so we'll go to clear, and you can hit maximum quantity, and your guy will just sit there, and boom, boom, we'll make clear liquid region. Okay? You're also going to get these byproducts. Alright, so we got alchemy XP. We got contribution points. Okay, this is another way to building up your contribution. I'll come down here. You can get clear liquid, alchemy XP, silver, and powder of darkness, and then contribution. So you get all these plates similar to cooking. So that's that. We'll go to the next recipe, pure powder region, which you're also going to use in some materials that I'll show a little bit later. Okay. So it requires 1 silver azalea. We got 1 sugar. What else do we need? 1 purified water, which I showed you how to get. And then we got 1 weed or 1 wild grass. They both work the same. Okay. So we'll create this. Boom. Pure powder region. And this is going to help you level up. I would suggest doing this from levels like beginner all the way to skilled 1. Okay? So now we're going to kind of fast forward. Boom, now we are skilled 1. We'll just pretend we're skilled 1. You're going to want to get into bloods. Okay? So I'm going to show you some blood recipes. So like I said, fox, weasel blood. Good bloods to gather. We have sheep blood, Now the easiest to power level in alchemy is going to be sheep blood, because it's quick. There's a bunch, so you could gather that. We also have troll blood. So troll blood's really good. And then we also have lizard blood, which is by Glish right up here. So triangle head lizard, lizard blood. Okay, so once you hit skilled 1, then you can dip into, we'll go into clown's blood. Okay, so what does this require? 2 wolf blood, spirit leaves, which you can get from nodes. Okay, you'll just have to look at the map. I believe it's wood nodes, ash. So there's an ash node, gives you spirit leaves, or you can get this from gathering also. I believe gathering trees will give you a chance to get spirit leaves the higher your gathering is. And then we have clear liquid regent, which we just went over how to make that. And then powder of darkness, which you can also receive from nodes. I believe the iron nodes will give you powder of darkness. Okay. And we can just select this because I already have the material. And then we can show you. So boom, you're skilled 1. Now you're making clown's blood. Okay. And this is used in recipes. Or you can sell it on the market. It's up to you. It's whatever you want to do in alchemy. Okay. So there's clown's blood. That's how you make clown's blood. We'll go to sinner's blood, which is the sheep. So very similar. Sheep's blood. Powder of flame, which can be from copper nodes. We have bloody tree knot, which is also from a log node. And then we have clear liquid regent, which I showed you how to make that. Okay, and I can kind of show you. I'll show you on my map what I'm talking about. So if we click here, copper comes with powder of flame. Iron comes with powder of darkness. See if I can find a spirit leaf. Monk's branch is also used in alchemy. Spirit leaves, I believe, right here. Boom, ash timber, spirit leaf. You can get a bunch of spirit leaves. Ash sap. That's why I have this node, basically. Ash timber, ash sap. So that's that. Troll. What else do we got? We got legendary beast blood. So we'll go over that. All right, and this is everything that you can spam from skilled 1, and you'll want to spam this till you're about at least artisan 1, and then maybe I'll make a later video that'll show maybe end game elixirs. Probably won't, but then you'll be set on to learning more on what you can do with these bloods to make more elixirs. So spirit leaf, like I showed you, pure powder, showed you that. Trace of earth shows you the node, and then we got lizard blood. Okay, we'll go into the next one, tyrant's blood. You could also spam this if you wanted to. We have troll's blood, which I showed you where to gather that. Trace of savagery, pure powder regent, and monk's branch. Now I wouldn't recommend spamming tyrant's blood because trace of savagery is pretty hard to get. Troll blood takes a while to get, and yeah, so I wouldn't recommend spamming that. Sinner's blood's going to be the easiest, basically, because there's just a bunch of sheep, and the other materials are pretty easy. We'll go to Wiseman. Okay, Wiseman's blood. I got fox blood. Okay, trace of ascension, same thing, the trace node, clear liquid, and monk's branch. Okay, so that's going to be your beginning to Artisan 1 alchemy, how to make those. Some gathering. You're going to have to do a lot of gathering in alchemy, and eventually you will get this cool symbol above your head once you do alchemy a lot. And yeah, so hopefully this video maybe helped you out. Sorry for getting off track and messing up in the video. I don't really edit videos, I just make them. So yeah. Oh wait, one more thing. Pure powder regent, and then I got farms. See, this video is so bad. Alright, so with the clear liquid and pure powder, once you hit, let me go look real quick. It requires apprentice alchemy. So once you hit skilled 1 alchemy, I recommend getting into Imperials. You can basically take these pure powder clear liquid that you've made a bunch of, and you can turn it into a boom, an alchemy box. And what do you do with this? This is basically an Imperial, okay? And this is how you get pure silver. You can, with my alchemy guide, you can look up all the Imperials. It's on there near the bottom of the sheet. It'll show you what Imperials or what elixirs you need to make the Imperials. And then you will click Imperial, or no, not Imperial Delivery. Or yeah, Imperial Craft Delivery. My bad. Not Imperial Delivery. You won't click on that. But basically, the towns, you can turn them in Olvia. You can turn them into Calpheon. So wherever you decide to do alchemy, if you do want to do Imperials, just know these will be the towns. So Olvia, Calpheon, Heidel, Grana, and Valencia, I believe, are all the spots that you will turn them in. I don't know if Altanova has one, but those will be the spots for Imperial Delivery. Okay, so if I go here, you get 180k for the box. There's 31 remaining. I just made one. I could sell it. Boom, silver. And this will be half of your CP. So the higher your CP is, the more boxes you can turn in. And there's a bunch of different alchemy Imperials you can do. So you always want to push your CP very high so that you can turn in more boxes or get more silver. And that's just Olvia's example right there. Other than that, other things that can benefit alchemy will be farming. So you can grow materials on farms. Once you hit Artisan 1 farming, you'll want to get into magic seeds if you want to get into alchemy. This will help give you a bunch of fruit on top of a lot of silver. I kind of tested some stuff. I have grown Amanita mushrooms, I've grown ghost mushrooms, bluffer mushrooms, dwarf mushrooms, tiger mushrooms, just growing stuff. It's up to you if you want to do that. Speaking of mushrooms, there's some beginner mushrooms I would recommend getting. Arrow mushrooms. We can come down here, dwarf mushrooms. We have up here tiger mushrooms. Over here we have fortune teller mushrooms, so you can use those for elixirs also later on. But this is just a beginner's blood, bear, get into that, and then once you get up to Artisan 1, you can start searching on elixirs. You'll have your bread and butter, the beginner's guide. Hopefully this will help you guys out. Sorry for rambling a lot and not being prepared when making this video, but I'm going to throw it on YouTube anyways. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys want to see more video content. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a good day.